lovely people, and welcome to the grand finale of my living on €100 a month challenge. Huzzah! From last week we have left a whole bunch of rice, some potatoes and some onions and garlic. Not enough to cook a whole week's worth of food, so let's get shopping. For this particular shopping trip, I went to a newly opened Edeka. I don't know about you, but I love myself a new supermarket, especially if it's such a beautiful one as Edeka. I mean, just look at the produce section. You can get nearly everything without any plastic. So I did grab 2 heads of broccoli, a few carrots and also a few bell peppers. Also a little box of tomatoes and a tube of tomato paste. The selection of beans was quite impressive and I got 1 can of cannellini beans. Also, right around the corner there was the applesauce, which I needed for a specific recipe. And then I realized that the Barilla pasta was on sale for 77 cents a box. I was in heaven. I wanted to get some tofu, and the tofu selection was really good, but the cheapest organic version was unfortunately out of stock, which is why I had to get a slightly more expensive one. I also got a bag of frozen green peas and 2 liters of oat milk. Now after that, I still had a few euros in my budget and I decided to get a pineapple. Also because they had this pineapple cutting machine in the supermarket. It was unbelievable, I just had to try it. So basically what you do is you open the machine, you put in the pineapple, you push a few buttons and you get the freshly cut pineapple.
Ich will haben wissen, wie es geht.
There was a couple right behind me who also wanted to know how it worked, so I kind of narrated the whole story.
Becher ist auch drin und ich hätte gerne Stücke. Oh.
It was very fast, as you can see. And there they were, the freshly cut pineapple pieces. I had to get the camera away to get it out of the machine, but here they are, beautiful and delicious. And here, ladies and gentlemen, is everything I bought for this week. Back here we start with a big box of frozen peas, organic. We have 2 liters of oat milk. We have 2 blocks of tofu, also organic. We have 1 big glass of applesauce, also organic. We have 1 can of cannellini beans, also organic. We have 1 tube of tomato paste, also organic. We have 2 big red bell peppers, 2 huge heads of broccoli. We have tomatoes. We have 4 carrots, and underneath here we have 1 box of Barilla spaghettini. And well, you saw in the shop that I also bought the pineapple. I already ate that. All of this came to 26.79 euros. Now, you know that I always calculate my purchases in the supermarket, so I know exactly what I have to buy at the end and I can stay within budget. And I knew that without the pineapple, I was at like 22.80 euros or something. So I thought, okay, if I buy the pineapple for 2.99, I am slightly above the 25 euros, but it's still okay, like 25.80 euros. It'll be fine. And then I used the pineapple cutting machine and I didn't know that it costs an extra euro to use the machine. You can see here, 3.99 instead of 2.99. Well, that's the price of convenience. So with the pineapple, it cost 26.79, and I hope you can forgive me for going slightly over budget, but it was totally worth it. I really wanted to try the machine, and the pineapple was absolutely delicious, so I regret nothing. And with all of that, we will now cook 3 delicious meals plus breakfast, as always. For breakfast this week, we're going to make rice pudding because I have all of this rice lying around, and I did make rice pudding for one of my videos in February and I loved it. So we're going to repeat the experiment. What we need for the recipe is 250 grams of rice, obviously, a liter of oat milk, some kind of fat, which would usually be butter or vegan butter, but I didn't buy butter, so we're going to use sunflower seed oil. And then a sweetener of some kind, usually a few tablespoons of sugar. And in my case, I also found some vanilla sugar in my pantry, so we're going to add that as well. What we're going to do is we're going to wash the rice first and then add it to a pot, a really big pot, with a bit of sunflower seed oil. And we're gonna just let the rice saute a little bit for just a few minutes. Then we're gonna add the whole liter of oat milk, plus the vanilla sugar and maybe a little bit more extra sugar. And then we're going to let that come to a boil. Then we will reduce the heat to a simmer, and then we're going to let that simmer for about 30 minutes. Stir occasionally to make sure that nothing sticks to the bottom of the pot, but otherwise, after 30 minutes, it should be great. And then we're going to serve it with the applesauce. Nom nom nom. And here, ladies and gentlemen, we have the finished product. And apparently you don't even need butter. I just used sunflower seed oil and it tastes great. I plated up one serving for myself here. So in the middle is a little mountain of rice pudding and around it is the applesauce. And I think this is enough for the whole week. Last time I made this, I wasn't sure if it was enough for the whole week, but with the applesauce, I think we're good. And now I will enjoy this. Bye-bye. The first thing we're going to cook is a potato and broccoli casserole because we have these beautiful potatoes from last week and I love myself a good casserole. Since I have been reminded a few times over the last few weeks that I should eat more green things, we will add broccoli because that is my preferred green veggie. And to add a little protein, we will also add a can of cannellini beans. So what we will do first is we will take the broccoli, cut it into small florets and wash it thoroughly. Then we will take the potatoes, we will wash them, peel them and cut them into small cubes. We will then take the cannellini beans, drain them, rinse them and put them into the Thermomix with half a liter of oat milk approximately. My idea is that the cannellini beans will make the oat milk creamier, and that is what I will use to replace regular cream in the casserole. To the cannellini beans and the oat milk, we will add some spices, just salt, pepper, a bouillon cube, maybe some nutmeg and possibly some garlic. And then we will taste that mixture. We will mix it up, obviously. And then we will taste the mixture if it's nice, and then we will pour it over the potatoes and the broccoli in an oven-safe dish. We will make sure that everything is evenly coated, and then we will bake it in the oven at 200 degrees Celsius, which is around 390 degrees Fahrenheit, for as long as it takes to be done. I am not sure how long it will take because I've never cooked this before, but my guess is between 30 and 45 minutes, possibly a little bit longer. We just keep an eye on it. And as soon as the potatoes and the broccoli are done and it has a nice golden color on top, then we should be able to enjoy it. And this is the casserole fresh out of the oven. I don't know why I keep saying that it takes 30 to 45 minutes. It's always an hour in the oven. This one as well. So I had it in there. I checked on it frequently and it's a little bit dark up here, but not too bad. So it tastes really good. I plated a serving for me over here. Most of the liquid is gone and it tastes really good. There is a good amount of protein in there, not just from the beans, but also from the broccoli and the potatoes and the oat milk. They all have a little bit of protein in them. So if you put all of that together, it's actually not bad. It's about 55 grams of protein. Haha, I calculated that. And now, since I made something with broccoli and protein, and it's absolutely vegan, the whole internet cannot be mad at me anymore. I defeated the internet. Well done, Coco. And now, please let me enjoy this food. This is, I think, 4 servings. It's not as much as I was hoping for. So if you make this, use more potatoes and more beans. I had, I think, about 800 grams of potatoes in there, and you could use, I think, very well 1.5 kilos, so about 3 pounds. And then, obviously, you'd have to use more milk. And I think you could also put a second can of beans into the liquid. So if you want to make this, just make more, because honestly I thought I would get 6 servings out of that, but I think it's only 4. But that's fine. It tastes great and it was my invention and I defeated the internet, so I'm happy. See you later. The second dish we're cooking are spicy garlic wok noodles, a recipe by Pickup Limes. For that, we need some tofu, some noodles, some broccoli, some onions and garlic, a bell pepper, some tomatoes, and some kecap manis, which is a sweet soy sauce used in Indonesian cooking. The kecap manis was already in my fridge, so I really didn't have to buy that for this challenge. Now, what we're going to do first is we will wash and cut up the bell pepper, the broccoli, and also the tiny tomatoes. Then we will peel and chop up the onion and at least 5 garlic cloves. I mean, this is called garlic wok noodle, so you want a lot of garlic in this. Then we will take the tofu, we will press it and cut it into small cubes. We will take the tofu and fry it up in a pan in a little bit of oil until it is lightly golden. And then we will add some kecap manis to that. We will coat the tofu in the kecap manis and then put it aside. To another pan, we will add some oil and then add the onion, the garlic, and the broccoli. We will cook that for about 6 minutes and then add the bell pepper, the tomatoes, and the tofu. We will cook up the noodles and add those to the pan as well. Now, about 250 grams of noodles, which is about half of the spaghetti. Then we will mix that all together and add also some soy sauce and some sambal oelek if you like it spicy. If you do not like your food spicy, then just leave out the sambal oelek. We will mix it all together, taste it with salt and pepper if you want, and then we will enjoy this. And here, ladies and gentlemen, we have the finished product. Can we acknowledge just for a second how beautiful this looks with all of these fresh veggies? And it tastes amazing. I already knew this because I made it before, but it's just everything works so well together. All of the veggies and the tofu soaked in the kecap manis and then the soy sauce. And you actually don't need to add any more salt or pepper because it's really well seasoned from the soy sauce and the kecap manis and the garlic. According to Pickup Limes' recipe, this is 2 portions, but I put in more broccoli, more tofu, more pasta, more of everything. So I would say now this is 4 servings. And I can't wait to eat this, so I'm sorry, but I have to go. See you later. And the third meal we're going to cook is an easy curry rice. For that, we obviously need rice, frozen peas, a bell pepper, a few carrots, 2 onions, garlic, tomato paste, some peanut butter, and a whole lot of spices. Mainly cayenne pepper, cumin, smoked paprika powder, garam masala, and curry. Interestingly enough, I'm totally out of curry, but I had a look at my spice drawer and I found in one corner a little bag of curry powder that a friend gave us when she came back from her vacation. Another interesting fact, the peanut butter is out of date. The best by date was March of 2024, more than a year ago. But I tasted it and it tastes fine, so we're going to use it. If I get sick, I will tell you, but I don't think so. Basically, this is only protein and fat, so I think it's still fine. Alrighty. What we're going to do first is we're going to peel and dice the onions, the garlic, and the bell pepper. Then we're going to peel the carrots and cut them into bigger slices. Then we will add a little bit of oil into a pot and saute the onions and the garlic first. Then we will add all of the spices, which means a teaspoon of garam masala, a teaspoon of smoked paprika powder, a teaspoon of cumin, and half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. We will let that bloom for about a minute, and then we will add 2 tablespoons of tomato paste and a tablespoon of the peanut butter. We will let that cook for about 2 minutes, and then we will add 200 milliliters, which is about a cup of veggie broth, and add all of the other ingredients. We will also cook up a cup of rice and add that to the mixture as well. And then we will let that cook for about 10 minutes. We will taste it for salt, and then it should be good. And here, ladies and gentlemen, do we have the finished product. Oh my God, this recipe makes a lot. It is a very simple dish, but it tastes really, really good. And as you can see, it makes a ton and it is budget friendly. I will say that I think I would have needed a bit more curry powder. The original recipe says 2 tablespoons, and I think I only had about 1 tablespoon. So with more curry powder, it would be even more delicious. But even with the amount of curry powder I had, it is really good. So look at this. Look at this. Nom, 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 nom. All right, I think this is at least 6 servings, and I will eat 1 right about now. See you later. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to the end of this video and to the end of the whole challenge. Huzzah! I have kind of come to love this word. I don't know, it's just an old English version for hooray, but I think huzzah is so much more fun, so huzzah! And I noticed one thing, ladies and gentlemen? Whenever I do these challenges, I eat actually a lot healthier than when I don't. I know what you're gonna say. What? You have less money and you eat healthier? And I think I do. It's because when I don't have a lot of money, I'm not tempted to buy any convenience food. I really have to cook from scratch. And the ingredients are usually very simple, not processed at all. So I honestly think I eat healthier if I do these challenges. So I should probably start cooking more like that during my normal life as well. All right, but that is it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to give me one of these, or comment, or maybe subscribe to my channel. I would personally appreciate it very, very much. Thank you again, and I will see you in my next video.